Hey y'all, please excuse my voice. I'm congested. I'm always congested, but I'm a little extra congested, and I'm gonna take something for decongestion in a minute. But I wanted to just do this video real quick because I'm up early. I don't know why I get up early on weekends when I don't have to go to work or do anything, but I guess that could be a good thing. I was just up, so I was like, you know what? Let me just get myself together and do a little video real quick. Yeah, so I was exposed to COVID by two different people. One, a family member who I know is vaccinated, and the other, someone at my job who I was around. So I did an at-home C-19 test on myself, and it was negative. But the person who tested positive is a very close family member. So I have to see what the policy is on that at my job, because I may not be able to go back to work for 10 to 14 days. Or some people updated their policies to 10 days, and I think my job is one of them. Some people still do the 14-day quarantine. So I have to reach out to my manager and see what I need to do, because we did get an email about the updated C-19 policy, but I'm not sure what that is, and I can't remember. So I'll see what I need to do, and if I have to sit out of work, then yeah, I'll be here brainstorming different video topics and figuring out what moves I need to make in my life. I won't just be sitting here stagnant. So that's one thing that I definitely am going to do. But since I am negative, I am gonna go and run a few errands this afternoon and things like that. But y'all, there is an at-home test that you can do on yourself. Just wanted to tell y'all about it. I got this from Walgreens. Now, the test, let me tell you, they're running low on supplies, okay? And the Walgreens, I know somebody that works at Walgreens, a daughter of one of my friends. And she said that because she's a pharmacy tech, Walgreens used to do the drive-through COVID tests, or you can go to the drive-through pharmacy, and they will send you a swab and get your test results to you. But she said that they stopped that about a week ago because they're running short on supplies. So if you can get your hands on one of these, I would advise you to buy a couple, just in case you may need to test yourself or a family member down the line. It's very important, and especially if you don't want to have to keep going to the urgent care. I know most insurances, I believe, they pay for COVID tests, so you don't have to pay anything. That's what it was. I'm not sure what it is now. I haven't had to do any COVID tests since probably last year. And I had to do that because my daughter's on the cheer team, and someone on the cheer team was exposed to COVID. So I said the word. Hopefully my video doesn't get flagged. But she was exposed to C-19. Okay. And I believe that I had C-19 last year when it first got to the U.S., or when we believe it first got to the U.S., March of last year, like the 7th, 8th, I think it was that weekend. And I was around people, y'all. The C-19 was very new here. And shortly after I was sick, it's like people just started dropping like flies. And especially in New Orleans. I'm about an hour and a half outside of New Orleans. So, but New Orleans was a hot spot. When all this first started, New Orleans was a hot spot. A lot of people died from C-19 in New Orleans last year. So that is why, in case you're wondering, if you've been trying to travel to New Orleans or wondering why they are not doing anything, why it's so boring, It's because people were dying, like in large amounts, and the mayor, she's just not playing. So she's put a mask mandate in place. If you're vaccinated, there are certain rules for vaccinated versus non-vaccinated people. So yeah, that's why, because that was a hot spot, and it took them a while to get it under control. But you know, it's never fully under control. Louisiana has a lot of people who are unvaccinated, people who are non-vaxxers, don't believe in getting vaccinated, and that's your choice. But, you know, be considerate of other people. You know, if you don't want to get vaccinated, that's fine. Don't. But be considerate of the people around you. Be considerate of people who have underlying conditions, whose immune systems are not as strong as yours. You just need to be considerate of that. And so that's why these rules and mandates are put in place, because some people just don't listen, and people are ignorant, and they say all types of stuff, and they have no facts to back it up. They just want to be conspiracy theorists. And I'm more on the conspiracy theorist side. I look into some things and want to research stuff, because I do feel some type of way, like, about people being forced to do something. You should never be forced. It should always be your choice. You have free will, and it should be that way. But it's not. It's looking like you may not have free will like you think you do, which I don't agree with forcing anything on anybody. Like I said, it's your choice whether you want to get vaccinated or not. But be careful and be considerate of others. You know, there are people around you who just they love you, but they may need you to stay away for a while. And it's just that simple. I know of people who have died who have been vaccinated. And like I said, my loved one who just tested positive is fully vaccinated. So we just have to see how that goes. So, and because I was exposed twice, I decided to go ahead and test myself last night. Negative, thank God. So I'm just going to show y'all this test. But I do think that I had it. I got off track. I wanted to tell y'all about what I thought I had it the beginning of March last year, when it first came about that we know of. You know, I was still working in the hospital on my post-op unit, which was pretty much converted to a med-surg unit. And I had a patient who tested negative. This is what I got in report, that the patient was negative for C-19 and negative for flu. But the patient had persistent cough and just fever, phlegm, mucusy, that type of stuff. They were giving him Tessalon pearls and breathing treatments every few hours, and that was about it. They had airborne precautions on the door just because they weren't sure what this patient had. So we had to wear N95 to go in and out of the room. Now, I wasn't in this patient's room a whole lot because he wasn't needy. Whenever it was time to give the Tessalon pearls, I would go in and give it. He said that it was helping him. Okay. So 1 week later, I still never knew what this person had. I was PRN, so I wasn't really keeping up with the patient. I don't know how long they were there. I don't know when they were discharged. I don't know if they ran more tests to see what exactly it was that this patient had. But fast forward to a week later, here I am feeling horribly. When you could hear when I speak, I sounded like a monster. Congestion, of course, as usual. Phlegm, mucusy. My cough wasn't as bad, but it was there. It was just the feeling bad. It was the malaise, just the sick feeling, just feeling beat up is what I felt like. And I was like, it could be a flu, but I don't really have any body aches. I didn't even have a fever, but I knew I was sick. Went to the urgent care. They gave me, it was steroids, and I can't remember what kind they gave me. They gave me that, and they gave me steroids and an antibiotic. I want to say it wasn't a Z-Pack, because I think I had to go back, and that's when I got the Z-Pack. But needless to say, when they gave me the steroids and the first round of antibiotics that they gave me, the next couple days I felt worse. And I was like, this is not making sense. I'm not supposed to feel worse than I felt before I started medication. So went back, and that's when I got the Z-Pack. Okay, started taking that. It took me a while. It really did, before I felt better. And I was sick, but not thinking that it was C-19, because this was still very new. Okay, mind you, my kid had cheer competition, and it was one of their biggest competitions that they had. So I was around people, y'all. I kept it to a minimum, but me and my mom went down to New Orleans and brought her to do her compete with her cheer team. My sister came down as well to see her compete. But that week when she went to cheer practice, I went in to get her out of practice because they were holding practice later than usual. And I was like, look, I need to go to the ER. So it's time for her to go. Like, I'm sorry I have to pull her out of practice, but I feel horribly and we need to go. So, and that was, I want to say, the Thursday before the cheer competition. Cheer competition was on that Saturday. It was that Saturday and that Sunday. So Saturday, I had taken these new antibiotics, the Z-Pack I started taking. I just started taking it, so I wasn't feeling any better. They thought it was a sinus infection that I had. And they also gave me Deconex. So it just wasn't helping, y'all. It wasn't helping at all. So what I did, Saturday, I felt well enough to go and watch her compete. So that's what I did. I stuck it out that day, and it was all day, y'all. We were there from that morning to that evening. I couldn't wait to get back to my room. Got back, had soup, went to sleep. The next day, y'all, I couldn't make her competition. I slept and I thought I was taking a nap, and I was like, and I think it was daylight savings time was beginning. It was like around springtime, so we were springing forward. So, okay, I had my mom in the room, me and her. She went and brought my kid to meet the rest of the cheer team that morning. Nope, I'm lying. Her cheer coach came and got her that morning because we had free breakfast at the hotel, and she came in and got breakfast, and they left. She was like, I'll get her for you and we'll go, and you can just meet us there later on. I was like, thank you. I appreciated her for that because, y'all, I was just so tired and beat up. My body was just tired. I just couldn't hang in. So we got breakfast that morning, went to the room, told my mom I was going to take a nap, and then I was going to go and watch my kid at the cheer competition. Well, she was like, okay, I'll wake you up. So we sprung forward. My mom's looking at the time like, okay, you have this much time. Go ahead and take a nap. I'll wake you up. Well, we woke up and we had sprung forward, but she was looking at the time on her watch. So we were late, and we got there. The competition was just about over. But I felt bad because I couldn't get up, and I was still tired. Even when I woke up, I was still tired. Felt bad because I actually missed the competition, the good part, and Of course, my kid was upset because she didn't see me there. But that's how bad I felt. And that is why I think I had C-19. There were no real tests at the time. They had tests, but my patient had a test because he was in the hospital. You couldn't just go to the urgent care and get a C-19 test because there was no method of testing just yet. I mean, they weren't even sure if the testing they were doing at the hospital was accurate. So that's how I know my patient actually could have had C-19, and we just didn't know it because we didn't know how to properly test for it at that time. It was like months later when we found the proper way to test this. And so I really think that's what it was, y'all. And it was some residual effects that lingered. They lingered, okay? I want to say like a month later, once I finally got over this, I still had a residual cough. Like every now and then I just had to cough, and it was uncontrollably. Like once I started coughing, it was like a coughing fit. And when I started to get over this, I would cough up this phlegm. Y'all, I know it's graphic, it's disgusting. But there was this one time, and I was on the phone with somebody, and I had to tell her to hold on because I felt like something was choking me, like I had swallowed something. You know, if you swallow something like maybe a piece of food that you didn't chew up as well as you thought you did, and you swallow it and it's like it's stuck in your throat. I felt like I had something stuck in my throat, and I was like, this can't be cold. This can't be phlegm. And y'all, I was able to cough it up. So that's how I know either the medicine was helping or my body was fighting this thing off. I was able to cough it up and spit it out. And y'all, I'm sorry because I know it sounds disgusting, but it was so thick and so hard. It wasn't normal. This was not normal. I've coughed up cold before and phlegm before, and I know what it looks like. And it's been yellow or green, you know, signs of infection. This was actually white. It was white, and it was hard. I was like, what is this in my throat? Like I wasn't eating anything. It came up and it was just stuck in my throat. And I was like, please hold on. I have to go and spit. Like, it was horrible. But I was glad that it was coming out. I still, to this day, I really believe that's what it was. But anyway, I want to show y'all this test because I want you to get a few, if you can get your hands on them, just in case you start to notice some symptoms, or if you've been exposed to someone, you can test yourself and you don't have to go sit at an urgent care or try to do one at a drive-through because they're running low on supplies anyway. So with this one, I was lucky to know somebody who works at Walgreens. And before I asked her to get some for me, I had gone to another Walgreens, and I was like, you know, I was on the phone with my friend. I was like, I may need your daughter to get this at-home COVID test for me. I'm going to stop at this Walgreens and see if they have them. And she's like, okay, well, let me know if you need her to hold them for you. I was like, okay. So I stopped to Walgreens, y'all, and went to the pharmacy. Of course, it's behind the pharmacy. It's not something that you're going to find on the shelf. So you have to go to the pharmacy window and ask them for an at-home COVID test. I went to ask them for one, and right as I asked them for one, somebody in front of me had gotten the last two. So I was like, you know what, on the phone, please tell your daughter to hold these tests for me. I'm going to come and meet her and get these tests. So the guy that had just gotten the last two, he bought two of them. And he was kind enough to give me one. He was like, you know what? I need three of them. He said, but you can have this one. He's like, I went all the way here trying to find one, and I had to come all the way to this store to get one. I was like, thank you so much, y'all. Wherever he is, he's gonna be blessed. But anyway, so this is what the test looks like. Banax now. Okay, C-19 test. Easy and fast. You get your results in 15 minutes. And The instructions are straight to the point. It's really a fail-proof test, and it comes 2 tests in a box. So I used one box of tests to go and test my daughter and my aunt. Okay, and then I had to go to meet my friend. Her daughter came and brought the test to her house. So I went and met her so that I could test myself. Like I said, I tested negative, but I'm not gonna open these. I have one somewhere. I have to go and look for it so I can show you. And as a matter of fact, I may do another video. I think I'm gonna do another video to actually walk through it with you, just so you know, and do a little practice run with you. I'm not gonna actually use my test because I have a few extra, and I'm gonna save that in case we need to test ourselves in the future. But I can walk through the process with you, and it's really simple. But I think that will be a good and informative video, and I'm actually gonna make that a separate video. But the test is called Banax Now. It's by Abbott. I'm familiar with that company because they make a lot of diabetic supplies. I'm used to seeing that with diabetic supplies, and whenever I used to try and get patients the medication discounts, the little discount cards or discount codes, this was one of the drug manufacturers that I often had to look up to get discounts for them. So it's made by Abbott. I think they used to go by Abbott Laboratories or something like that, but it's called Banax Now. It comes 2 tests in a box, and I got this from Walgreens for like $26. So if you can get one or a few, get you some, keep them at home. Let me see, what's the expiration date on here? January of 2022. So it's good for a few months. So yeah, if you can get a couple, get you some so you can test yourself at home, and the results are accurate. It tells you in the information sheet how accurate it is, and it's a great chance, you know, that whatever results you get here, those are your results. So the accuracy is like 90-something%. So yeah, you may want to get you one, and especially if you are not vaccinated, you definitely want to keep you a few of those stashed away. Just wanted to let you all know that there is a way to do that at home, and this video went way longer than I wanted it to. Please, y'all, watch till the end of the video so that you can watch this entire video. I know it's late in the video to say that, but I just want y'all to be aware of this, and don't think that because you've been vaccinated that means that you have superpowers, because it absolutely does not. Like I said, there are people who have died who have been vaccinated. Mind you, they did have some underlying issues, but that's neither here nor there. You need to be careful. You need to wear your mask. You need to wash your hands. You need to not be around people. Okay, stay away from large crowds, and it's okay with being home and being safe. Just want you to know that. I'll do another video explaining how to do this test, but for right now, I just want y'all to be safe and take care of yourselves. Until next video, I'll see y'all later, or y'all will see me later. Bye, y'all.